Ooh, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers with this one. Every time reparations comes up, what do we hear? It was so long ago. Why are you still talking about it? Let it go. Blah, 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 blah. Let's talk about the real scam, though, because reparations were already paid in this country, just not to the people that deserve them. When slavery ended in 1865, who do you think got compensated? The 4 million black people who built this country for free? Nah. The plantation owners who lost their property, aka enslaved humans? Ding, ding, ding. Yes. The US government paid millions to slave owners for their financial loss. Before the Civil War even ended, Lincoln signed the DC Compensated Emancipation Act, which paid slave owners up to $300 per enslaved person that they lost. Let me say that again. He didn't free black people out of morality. They had to pay white people to do it. And the enslaved, they got nothing. And before you think this was just America, Britain did the same shit. In 1833, Britain abolished slavery and paid slave owners 20 million pounds, which is the equivalent to $17 billion today. They taxed British citizens, including descendants of enslaved people, until 2015 to cover the debt. That means that Black Brits were literally paying taxes to compensate the families that enslaved them. Now let's talk about what Black people were supposed to get. After the Civil War, General Sherman issued Field Order Number 15. That was the 40 acres and a mule that we were promised, you remember? Tens of thousands of free Black people started farming that land that they were supposed to get, that was supposed to be theirs. Then, after Lincoln was assassinated, President Andrew Johnson reversed the order and gave the land back to the former slave owners. So, the wealth gap that we see today, it didn't just happen, it was engineered. Let me break this down for the nobody was a slave today crowd. Wealth is generational. The same families that got paid for losing their enslaved people, they still have that wealth. The families of the enslaved, they started with nothing and were systematically locked out of home ownership, loans, and education. Reparations were paid, just not to the right people. So if you've ever wondered why the racial wealth gap exists, this is why. They paid the oppressors, not the oppressed. They took land back from freed Black people and gave it to the white elites. They created a system where Black families were set up to fail by design. And now they act like reparations is some crazy idea when the real crime was paying the enslavers in the first place.